As for that. Um, let's see what's going on here. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Hey, y'all, look, I apologize. I didn't know that y'all couldn't hear or see what I was saying, but right here we've got D Taylor saying that we may be experiencing some technical difficulties. So I apologize for all of that. We actually have been talking here for just a minute, but let me go ahead and get back to the chats real quick. And I do have the stream up, okay, for those of y'all that don't know what's going on. Okay, actually, it's coming up, but let me go ahead and get to this real quick. Matthew Wilkins says, sup. And Eric B. Jones is saying, what's up, Bull? Let's pull that up real quick. He's saying, what's up, Bull? I'm confident that Radarious is all Vol, but let's go ahead and switch it over to the live stream.
Thank God for blessing me to be able to be in this spot right now where I'm at. I want to thank my grandparents, my coaches, Coach KY here. I want to thank my mom, my dad, also thank all my family and friends for coming out today to support me on this special occasion.
All right, let us know where you plan on going to college.
For the next 4 years of my career,
to get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience.
I'll be going to college at the University of Tennessee.
All right. It's Tennessee for Radarious Jackson. Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Heupel yet? What was his reaction
Yes, sir.
when you told him you were committing?
Yes, sir.
Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Heupel yet and let him know that you're committing?
No, sir. I ain't talked to him yet. I'm going to talk to him tonight and let him know how the commitment went.
I'm sure he's watching this video. I'm sure he's excited. You know who else is watching this video right now in the YouTube chat is quarterback George McIntyre. He's going to be your future quarterback. Are you and George, do you guys have a relationship?
Yes, sir. We text now and then a couple times. I just met up with him yesterday.
All right.
He knew I was
good. G-Mac.
All right. So ultimately, Radarious, why was Tennessee the best fit for you?
Tennessee was the best fit because on my last visit, when I went to see the team, I loved the practice, loved the coaches, was able to build bigger bonds with the coaches. Then they showed me how they would use me in the offense. Then I really liked it, how it looked it, so I feel like that was the best fit for me.
All right. Well, Radarious, thank you for announcing your commitment here on the On3 Recruits channel. Now, go celebrate with your teammates, family, friends, all that. Congratulations on your commitment to Tennessee.
Appreciate it.
All right, there it is. Radarious Jackson, the number 6 player in the state of Tennessee, is off the board. He's staying home to be a volunteer. Let's bring in VolQuest Recruit.
All right, so listen, I apologize for all the technical difficulties. Yeah, I had been kind of streaming here, or at least I thought I was, for quite some time. But come to find out, I actually wasn't. So let me just go on ahead and kind of recap off of what I was talking about with Radarious Jackson, okay? We were just kind of talking about, hey, some of the other schools may have an outside chance to land Radarious, but we knew just from the insiders and everything else that Tennessee was the team to beat. We pretty much knew that he was coming here. Obviously, with him being from Memphis, playing at Sheffield High School, that's very close to Mississippi, right? So you are going to have, obviously, like that's very close to Mississippi, Mississippi State. Those teams were in play. Alabama was also in play. Auburn was another school that's in play, and they need wide receivers in the worst way. So for us to be able to win Radarious over all those schools, also Oregon, you know, I mean, just a host of different schools, I think that that really speaks volumes to how good of a job that we've done. But whenever you're looking at his profile, he's a 4-star wide receiver, okay? Again, from Sheffield High School, and 6'2", 280 pounds. And this is all off of On3. We knew that there was a very high likelihood that he was coming to Tennessee. I love his game. I loved his film. I love everything that I saw from him. And, you know, I think that he's a guy that if we can hold on to him, because for those of y'all that don't really understand this, these days with college football, it doesn't matter if it's high school, if it's a transfer portal, it's not done until the player is signed and enrolled on campus. But we're seeing right here, looks like he visited Ole Miss the most. Now, this is not up to date because he did just visit Tennessee last weekend on the orange and white game. Don't know how many times he visited Alabama, but it's really not all said and done necessarily. I would say that more than likely he's going to be staying home with Tennessee because of a coach like Kelsey Pope. And, he's not the only player that Tennessee has been kind of in the mix for. He's a huge pickup for us. We're going to talk about him some in just a second, but let me just kind of talk about some other ones. We've also got Marcus Harris, okay, from California that Tennessee is also training for whenever we're talking about going back to wide receiver U. We've got Trey Smith, who's from Westlake High School. He's a 6'4" wide receiver, very tall, very long, very rangy, and it's down between us and Georgia. We've got Cam Sparks, who's from Tennessee as well. We've got Cunningham. There's so many players. I think that we're getting back to the point where we can almost hand select who we want, who we feel like is going to fit the best inside of our system. And he's an absolute and total stud. Let me just tell you this about his game real quick before I get to the comments. Coming from Memphis, right? And this is not a knock on whoever's been training him or on his high school coaches, but you can tell that he's still very, very raw. What I love about him, whenever we're talking about SEC ball, that you've got to be able to make those tough 50-50 catches in all different situations, whether it's quick out, whether it's a deep out, whether it's a slant, whether it's a post, whether it's a dig, whether it's a go route. You've got to be able to make those catches. And Radarious does that. 50-50 balls, he's going to come down with it. It's very important in the SEC because the coverage gets so tight, especially putting up against teams like Georgia, where they're going to hold you, they're going to mug you, right? And 99% of the time it won't get called. You've got to be able to come down with it. You've got to have that dog mentality, which he most definitely has. But he runs really good routes. He's a phenomenal athlete, very long arms. If he's 6'2", his wingspan might be about 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". And what that means is he could potentially grow a little bit more, but really the main thing is that he's got a wide catch radius, which is going to be huge for, Nico, which I think that, we've got a player right here in Radarious that can come in as a true freshman and maybe fight for some playing time inside of a very deep wide receiver room. But really after that, whenever you're talking about Merck, okay, Jake Merklinger, and you're talking about G-Mac, those guys, whoever ends up winning it out for the next few seasons, he is going to be a target for them that they will love to throw the football to because he will come down with those catches. And it's going to be, again, that wide catch radius for him, to be able to make those plays. And the quarterbacks will, not feel like they have to fit it into such a tight window. Hey, I'm just going to throw it up right here to Radarious, and he's going to come down with it. Now, after he makes those catches, we know that we do a whole lot of side-to-side throwing and passing inside of this offense. A guy like this who is so good after the catch, something that there was a lot of talk about with this team, from 2022 to 2023, the wide receivers wasn't getting a whole lot of yak. There wasn't really making people miss out in the open field. Radarious Jackson will do that. And again, with him being so raw, coming in with Kelsey Pope, who's going to fine-tune his game. His ceiling is so high, and I cannot wait to do his film breakdown. It might be out tonight for the members of this channel, but more than likely for everyone, it will be out tomorrow morning. Now, let me go on ahead and get to these chats because I thought that I was getting to them, and man, the daggum technical difficulties, like y'all said, messed us up. So Eric B. Jones with the custom blue chip breakdown emojis. Thank you for that, man. And, thank you for being a member of this channel as well. TN Jr. is saying, and he's also a member of this channel, saying, let's go, all vol. You was exactly right. And he's also showing those emojis. Scott V is saying, becoming wide receiver, you again. Yeah, we talked about that, and you were exactly right, Scott. Love to hear that. And then right here, Matthew is asking, where am I at? Yeah, so we kind of talked about those technical difficulties that we had early on in the show. Thought that we was live. And right here, TN Jr. saying 3 minutes to good news time to Tennessee. Absolutely. That's huge. Right here is where D was saying that we may be experiencing some technical difficulties. Yes, we was. And we've got Roy Conway saying Memphis 10, go Big Orange. I love to hear it. I love to see it. Being able to go out to Memphis and get these types of players, we know that Memphis is just a place of so much talent, and we've got to be able to lock that spot up. And seeing how well we've done over the past couple of seasons, or, over the past few seasons with Coach Hypo and this entire staff, it's very, very impressive. And TN Jr. saying, let's freaking go. Yes, sir. We got him. That's a big one. And D. Taylor saying, that's right, boys. You already know. Timmy G, let's go. What's going on? Yes, sir. And right here, TN Jr. G-Mac knew before hype. Yeah. I think that pretty much everyone knew, you know what I'm saying? We already knew that he was coming. It's not really everyone, but if you're very tuned into it, and I'm not going to throw out any names because I don't want to throw people under the bus, but the insiders kind of let us know maybe like a couple of days ago that Radarious Jackson was going to be all Vol. So we had no doubts in this one, and I kind of felt very strongly about it early on in the process as well. Now, T and June is also saying, hell yeah, got to go back to work. Bull, much love and respect, y'all. Yes, sir. Go Big Orange. Thank you so much. Right here, Eric B. Jones. Heck yeah, great news, Bull. Go Big Orange. And thank you so much for this right here. D. Taylor, hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Papa T, what's going on, Papa T? Haven't heard from you in a minute. Saying, what's up, Bull? We in here, man. Business as usual. Vols fan for life. Let's go, Big Orange. Okay, so I love that. We're caught up with all the chats. I wanted to make sure that I got to that just because, again, man, we had all those technical difficulties. And right here, we've got Vol fans saying more to come. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot more to come. I still think that this class will end up being like a top 3 class because there's so many players that we're trending for, whether it's a skill position. Really, the front seven is the most important, but it is also critical for this offense to have those skill guys on the outside commit to us. And I mean, I'm giddy. You know what I mean? I'm just very, very excited for what the future looks like for us up here on Rocky Top. So again, man, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but we did get to see it. Okay, we know that Radarious Jackson is all Vol. Keep a very close eye out on the channel for the full breakdown because I'm going to go, pretty deep in depth with his game. But yeah, I mean, he is the truth. Again, I think that he's a guy that can contribute as a true freshman. We are expecting that this upcoming season, all the guys that we got inside of that room, we probably got about 10 bodies that can play and really, really go. We think that we'll be rotating a lot more, whether that's series to series or however we end up doing it. This is a team that you can expect to, continuously see us be that wide receiver you like we was before. And let's see right here. So Blackout Jones is saying top 5. I love it. Eric B. Jones saying, I hope Tennessee gets Cam Sparks committed. We need him. And right here, Vol fan for life saying, or do you think that Jackson could play D? Okay, so that's an interesting question. I'm going to get to that really quickly. I think that he could. I think he's such a phenomenal athlete and he's so raw that, yeah, he could play anywhere. We may have a little bit of not necessarily a depth issue because we do have some players that are coming in the 2025 class. They can play safety for us. But, I mean, like, why turn that down? Like, why turn down a player that can be phenomenal on defense? At the same time, why would you, turn him away from offense whenever you're seeing what he's producing out there in high school so far? He's a 4-star right now. Can he be upgraded to a 5-star maybe later on in the cycle? I think that he could. I mean, he's extremely impressive. He has great size. And again, with him just being so raw, his ceiling is incredible. But thank y'all so much for tuning into the channel. I'm going to get to this last one right here. From Vol fan for life saying, we ain't going to take but 2 more wide receivers. If French wants to come, we take him. Okay, so I would say that could be true, but I think that we may end up taking about 4 wide receivers. That's what the experts are kind of hinting towards. And there's a lot of players, again, that are very highly touted, that are dogs, okay, that will make those catches. They're tall, they're long, they're fast, they're physical. They can block on the outside as well. It's something that we didn't really talk about with, Radarious Jackson, but he can also block on the outside. He's just a dog from top to bottom. But everyone that we're targeting, everyone that we're kind of like in the mix with, they're all very similar players. He may actually be, he's definitely one of the most explosive players as far as yards after catch. So will we only take 2 more players at the wide receiver position? I think that we're going to end up taking, well, you could end up being right because we've already got one, in Dotson. Maybe it is only 2. I think that, I mean, there's a possibility maybe you go on ahead and take 5. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, take as many as you can. I think a lot of that is going to be based off of how the, how the landscape of college football goes, obviously with Greg Sankey and all that. We know that there's might be some changes coming. They kind of talked about that project, what was it, Project D1 or something like that, where certain tier schools can have more scholarships if that ends up happening. And if we don't really have that ban or, like that that limit on scholarships like we have had over the past few seasons, hey, go on ahead and take 4 or 5 of them, especially if they're all blue chip caliber players. I would not be surprised to see that. And yeah, so right here, Evolve Fan for Life is also saying that we already have 2, though. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So we touched on that. But listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into this channel. Please, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. Hit that notification bell. Thank you for staying all the way to the end, and we will see y'all probably tomorrow. But go Big Orange, big time commitment, big